We got Tech for $75. We didn't buy him. His previous owners had bought him, and he was literally almost starving. He almost didn't make it. Sugar Creek is an auction in Ohio that is probably one of the worst auctions in the United States for horses going to slaughter. Evening is our ambassador. It started with him, like getting all the other kind of famous residents. One of our volunteers, Stephanie, followed him, his racing career, and when his owners had announced that he was retiring, everybody in the country contacted them to get Evening, and they came and visited the farm, and they said that they would donate him to us under that we could never get rid of him, and he'd always stay here. So he's been here 3 years. A couple of years later, his brother was rescued from Sugar Creek, and we brought him here too. And so the two of them live together and are very, very happy. They just bonded instantly, and they just, they play most of the time outside and get into trouble.
Akindale Thoroughbred Rescue is instrumental in the movement that's happening right now to take care of these horses when they're done racing.
People that race a horse that do not own a farm that they can retire the horse to, we'll call and see if we have room. Right now we're pretty full. There's about 150 residents in rescue. You can only have so many here. We got the elderly who are or unsound horses that are permanent and they cannot be rehomed. So that sort of, your numbers are filled up there. So now we're just primarily taking in younger horses that are sound, can be rehabilitated in a few months and then found a new home.
He's perfect. He is a Medagliadoro. I know somebody had some real high hopes for him getting to the track and to do very well, but he didn't. He's a big giant horse who couldn't get out of his own way, and so I adopted him when he came here as a 4-year-old, and he's now 6, and he's at a hunter jumper barn. He's doing great. He's being trained by a top Grand Prix jumper, and he's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. I mean, he's been a family pet. My 9-year-old rides him, my 14-year-old rides him, my husband rides him. He's an amazing horse. He's, hopefully going to be a good show horse. Hopefully he'll be a good jumper. He seems to like it. But, he's a pet first. So we got very lucky. They do such a good job of taking in horses that nobody else would, a lot of whom will stay on the farm forever. Just because their injuries are too severe to adopt them out. And it was Mr. Heginger's dream, who owned Akindale, and his family still does. It was his dream to make sure that this anti-slaughter law was passed.
He received a video that showed a horse that had actually gone to slaughter, and he actually had to stop it. He could not continue to watch it. And at that point, his love of horses, he knew he had to do something about it. And in the last 10 years of his life, he was fairly ill, and that was his dedication.
I think it started with a horse, Prospector's Flag, that was sold from here. We claimed him for $8,000.
Any horse that was born here, left here with a guarantee attached to their Jockey Club papers, that actually says that they will be given a home here at the end of their breeding, racing career, and that's where the rescue operation started.
First year we got like 90 horses. When Mr. Hedinger started getting involved with the horse rescue, I so badly wanted to be, and he wouldn't let me because I was too young. So I had to volunteer for like 2 years, taking care of 30 TRF horses in order to prove that's what I really wanted. And then we started rescuing horses from New Holland. So that was, so then I just kind of started taking care of those on this property.
She is amazing. She knows every horse. She knows their race record. She knows their story of how they ended up here. She remembers where every horse went. You know, what every issue is, every knee chip, every colic that they had their whole life. And she eats, sleeps, and breathes these horses.
Jackie, we call her. She was rescued from from a farm locally that the SPCA went in and took her because they were not feeding her well and horses were dying. And so she's been here for, it'll be 2 years in the fall. And that was the first day today that she had her saddle on for the first time ever, which is a big accomplishment. It's like, you know, it's your daughter or your kid's going to kindergarten. So she's on her way to becoming a riding horse.
We try to adopt out between 25 and 30 a year. That's about the average that we do. We sort of consider it 3 separate parts. There's a commercial part of the farm, the training, and then the breeding, separate from rescue.
It started here as a breeding farm, but then we got into racing when we built the track. And John felt like to be in this business that you had to do everything. You had to sell your horses, you had to breed your horses, and race your horses and break them and train them.
He would actually go to the racetrack that we have here, the training track, and train with his horses every morning and pony them. I think he started riding when he was a child, so he rode most of his life. But he always had a personal, retired, usually polo horse or a retired racehorse that he had for his own horse that would be available for him.
He was definitely a horse lover. The horse came first. Always the horse first. Always the horse first.
He was very patient, and he never spoke badly of anyone. A very honest man, a true lover of animals, and I don't know. Just his family was very important to him. He was just a true gentleman.
This is a perfect example for everyone in the racing world of how owners and breeders take care of their horses. I mean, they start here and they go to the track. Whether they do well, they don't do well, they have a place to come back to for the rest of their life. Whether that means they're going to be retrained and rehomed, or they're going to end up living here, but they're all taken care of, and I think that's an important message to all the owners and breeders out there. And I think, everyone's starting to understand that.
Every horse has their personality, and
He's always in a rush to get to his next step.
He acts like a 20-year-old thoroughbred, and he's acted that way since he was 3.
And he's very nippy. He's very personable.
Yeah, he seems fresh. The boys are all fresh.
Herschel's obviously the dominant one here.
But he's a good boy, aren't you?